Hey guys, welcome back. It's Ahan, and I have a super exciting video to bring you guys today. I am going to be walking you through the visualization and self-assembly of my latest project in nanotechnology. In my latest project, I use DNA nanotechnology to treat various different forms of cancer and tuberculosis. More specifically, I designed a 3D DNA nanostructure cube which would be used to deliver and control the release of the drugs when it arrives at the targeted cells. To learn more about how the science behind all of this works, as well as my step-by-step process in designing the cube, be sure to check out my article linked in the description below. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright guys, so this is the CAD Nano software in which I've been working in to design my 3D cube. So each one of these little circles on the left represents one single double helix strand of DNA. Now moving on to this section over here, you can see I've divided this into 6 sort of sections, each one representing one face. So let's zoom up on this one over here. This one is one face of our cube. As you can see, the blue scaffold strand is the original one like this. So it's a blue line, it's connected, intertwined, and this goes around the entire face. Now all these little colorful strands here, these are the scaffold strands. These are the staple strands of DNA, and these are the ones that fold it into its shape. Now moving on here is we do the same thing over here, it's repeated, same thing over here and over here. Now what's really interesting is these crossover points. Each of these this is what tells our shape, tells the program in which shape to form into. So each of these little each of these staple strands are interconnected, meaning that when we go to visualize, these will be interconnected. So what we have right here is we have at the top, we have the 4 side faces of the cube, each one, first one, second one, each one being connected horizontally with the others. Now over here what we have is right here we have the bottom one. And as you know, for a bottom face of a cube, each side has to correspond to the bottom side of all the 4 side faces. So right here, this is going to be our bottom face. So one edge of this one will correspond to the bottom of this face. This edge of this one will correspond to the bottom of this face. This one corresponds to the bottom of this face, and this one corresponds to the bottom of this face. Yeah, once again, all of these weird squiggly lines, you see colorful squiggly lines, these are the staple strands that are actually connecting them. Now, we want to design a cube, right? An ordinary cube, we do the same thing that corresponds to the top. However, if we want to simulate having an open lid, we need to have our top face that's only connected to the top of only one face to sort of give that open effect. So that's exactly what we have right here. Over here, we have our top face, and this top face right here is connected, one edge of this is connected to the top face of this one. So sort of like when you picture a net, this face over here will correspond to this side over here. So I have just gone ahead and loaded up our CAD nanostructure into this tool called OxView, which we're going to be using to visualize the self-assembly of our 3D DNA nanocube. If we move around, we can see that they're in fact all double helices. If we zoom in, all double helix. So the first step before we do any visualization is we need to cluster each individual face. The reason for this is that the clustering essentially tells the program what DNA strands to group together and what to group separately. So in the case of our cube, we need to have each face be grouped separately. And I will come back when it's done in 3, 2, 1, bam! And as you can see, I finished clustering each individual face, which is represented by each individual color. You can go ahead, look around, you can zoom in a little bit to see each individual. You can see the staple strands here, the actual DNA, double helixes. Now, for the final self-assembly, just go to Dynamics, and we click Enable. Now we just sit back, relax, and watch it unfold. Can move around our angle. side view. It's quite a long process, but it's definitely worth it in the end, I tell you that. As you can see, the structure of our 3D box is almost done. Now, so this is what happens to just simply now, all we need to do is we're going to go in and adjust some settings to make the cluster repulsion less, no cluster repulsion, and then no spring. What you can see now is that now we have our fully finished DNA origami 3D nanostructure cube. As you can see right here, this is the open lid, which is simulated being open right here.
Well, that's it for me, guys. I really hope you learned something about nanotechnology, DNA, or anything in between. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. As usual, if you have any questions or just want to chat with me more in general, be sure to reach out via my email, LinkedIn, or Twitter, all listed in the description below. Catch you guys next time!